coming in. And he has let them go. They're off and racing, but Johnny Kalawi very reluctant to get himself going and is well detached as they head on towards fence number 1. Ice Warrior is the early leader, came over by about 2.5 lengths. As they now make the journey onto the second, Johnny Kalawi takes it a very long last. On the run now towards the second, it is Ice Warrior from Irish Raptor, and then to the outside in third is Public Esteem as they reach fence number 2. Host Nation in the red colours there was quite slow at it and was out-jumped to the outside by Norwich Well. And working back through the field then to find a Forgotten Man, who's in the grey and maroon, up towards the outside of Flying Gnu, and about 10 or 12 lengths back to Johnny Kalawi in last. Over the next one they come. That was fence number 3, a plain one, and they're all over it safely enough. And as a result of a fairly steady gallop up ahead, Johnny Kalawi has been able to catch up without a great deal of fuss. Up ahead it is Ice Warrior in the hands of Jamie Goss, the purple jacket here, over that by about a length over the formerly very classy Irish Raptor, who's in the green and yellow. And then a little wider out in third is Public Esteem, being followed through by Flying Gnu in the pink sleeves and cap down along the inside of Host Nation in the red. And then Johnny Kalawi, who has now passed a couple of rivals, Norwich Well being one of those and the Forgotten Man the other. Over an open ditch and all landing safely enough. Host Nation again not overly fluent, and Norwich Well was a bit slow in it as well as they continue their journey going down the far side of the track. Having completed the first 3/4 of a mile, Irish Raptor racing up in between Ice Warrior and Public Esteem towards the outside. They're being followed through in fourth by Flying Gnu, who's taking a pretty keen enough hold here in the hands of Mark Wall, with Norwich Well racing next as they come to tackle a plain one. And then Johnny Kalawi to Forgotten Man, and the back marker by a further 2.5 lengths is now Host Nation, who hasn't jumped with a great deal of accuracy thus far. Over the next one they came. Flying Gnu was in a little tight that time, but no real harm done. And they've now done the first mile of their journey, make a left-handed turn now at the end of the back straight, and head on uphill towards fence number 8. And up ahead it is Ice Warrior, showing by about a length over Irish Raptor in second, as they come to tackle this one now. And all of the others landing safely enough. Back in third along the inside is Flying Gnu, and then a little wider out in fourth is Norwich Well, who travels nicely in the hands of Tom Weston. Deeper out on the track then to find Public Esteem, just in advance of Johnny Kalawi as they come around the corner. And at the back end of the field then are the Forgotten Man, who's in the grey and maroon at the back, held up here by Alex Edwards, and Host Nation under Dara Lorden is just about the back marker. On the run now towards the halfway point of the confined hunts race, very kindly sponsored by Lister's Land Rover, and reaching the next plain fence now. All of them managing to get over it safely enough. A mistake again at the back by Host Nation, and up ahead it is Ice Warrior by about a half length over Irish Raptor as they reach what will be the last in one further circuit of the track. The first two virtually level there, and all over it safely. Johnny Kalawi was a little slow further back in the field, so heading on up towards the winning post now. They've got a circuit left to travel, and it is Ice Warrior looking to lead from pillar to post, showing up here a half length ahead of Irish Raptor back in second. Flying Gnu making ground over to the inside. A good jump there by Norwich Well in the maroon cap, on the blue and white jacket, making a spot of progress now in company with the Forgotten Man up around the outer. And then Johnny Kalawi in the brown with the pink spots down along the inside, and a 2 or 3 length break then to at the back end of the field Public Esteem, who's rather lost its pitch. A bad mistake there by Johnny Kalawi, and also at the back end of the field is Host Nation, although that one now has improved past Johnny Kalawi and Public Esteem, who as they gallop on into the final mile of their journey both appear to be labouring somewhat. Up ahead, as they square up now to the final open ditch, Flying Gnu has come through along the inside in the hands of Mark Wall to just about take it up there from Ice Warrior back in second. They're all over that one safely enough. And then in third is Irish Raptor in the green, still travelling okay, a couple of lengths further away. Up along the inside is Norwich Well, pulled up at the back end of the field there is Public Esteem. So galloping on away from that open ditch and now on towards the 14th fence. And it is Flying Gnu by about a length and a half over Norwich Well, Irish Raptor, Ice Warrior. Flying Gnu hit that really hard. Did really well to survive that. Mark Wall in the saddle. Super glue between his breeches in the saddle, clearly there, as they gallop on towards the last in the back. Flying Gnu, that time picked his hooves up, which is more than can be said for Host Nation, who is back in 6th place and didn't get at all high enough at that fence, as they gallop on now towards the final half mile of their journey and uphill now towards the 3rd from home. The race starting to hot up, and it is Flying Gnu being pestered now by the Forgotten Man on the outside, and Ice Warrior back for more in between horses, as they jump over the 3rd from home, a mistake that time by the Forgotten Man. And Flying Gnu in the hands of a strong ride here then from Mark Wall has fought his way back into the lead. So making the left-handed turn and the uphill climb back towards home, it is Flying Gnu out in front by a length and a half over to Forgotten Man in second, who's trying hard to fight back following that blunder, with Ice Warrior back in third and Norwich Well is in fourth, trying to make some progress late in the day as they now gallop on down the hill towards the second last. Flying Gnu is out in front by about 4 to 5 lengths over in second position to Forgotten Man, arriving at 2 out. Flying Gnu again was untidy too. To Forgotten Man, who's getting a bit closer now. Back in third is Norwich Well as they gallop on towards the final fence. Mark Wall at his strongest here aboard Flying Gnu, but to Forgotten Man in the grey colours is closing, and then Norwich Well and Ice Warrior not totally out of it. What a finish in prospect. It was just Flying Gnu over the final fence who had the advantage, a length ahead of in second place to Forgotten Man. Back in third is Norwich Well, who's staying on. It's only a short run in. It's Flying Gnu in front. Vintage Mark Wall sees Flying Gnu home in front. Back in second position, Norwich Well over to the inside of the Forgotten Man, and they were chased a few lengths adrift in fourth by the long-time leader Ice Warrior in a cracker.